Hello everybody and welcome to Blood Wolf's beginning guide for builds that are thought of but modified. Today we're going to be looking at the Cleric. Now what a Cleric is somebody, he's like a witch hunter, but he doesn't really focus that much on witch hunting. Rather, he focuses on the arts of restoration to help people, not necessarily to kill the undead, unless, of course, they decide to attack first. They are often skilled in one-handed, specifically maces, to dish out the most damage, even though it costs them speed. But maces can ignore armor along with perks, and most often, clerics can either be Bretons or Imperials. Now, Imperials, there's a distinct difference between the bonus races. I prefer to go with Bretons for my Cleric classes and my Battle Mage classes, because when fighting with other mages, or dragons, for that matter, Bretons have an additional 25% magical resistance. The Imperials having only Imperial luck to where they always find more coins, which is really good for a thief, despite the fact the Imperials don't have thieving skills. But we're going to go with Breton because they often have the required skills for a cleric besides missing one-handed and light armor. Now, even though you might be questioning about light armor, clerics use whatever armor they can despite wearing mage's robes. This includes bracers, and boots. Now there are several shouts in Skyrim, and the best one I've seen for a cleric are the marked for death, surprisingly, of course Unrelenting Force, and alternating fire and frost breath. Fire and frost breath are there to give you attack leverage against enemies, fire damage making it to where you take additional damage towards enemies, and frost damage to where you can slow them down and take a little bit of their stamina away. Unrelenting Force to stagger humanoid enemies, and marked for death to weaken enemies that are really tough, say like an ancient dragon. Now, the armor we're going to wear for the beginners is we're going to wear the Imperial bracers and the boots, and the novice robes we get from the mage inside of Helgen Keep. Now, a couple of pointers is even though we're going to use alteration, we're not going to take the mage armor perks because we're going to use light armor as sort of a boost to our defenses. The way a cleric fight will be shown in a separate video is a cleric will use mace and it's before battle, or at the beginning of the battle anyway. Clerics will provide an alteration buffer to themselves. This can be any spell in particular. Afterwards, a cleric unsheaths his weapon, preferably mace, like Mace Moloch Bow. And on top of that, they use healing spells. Now, there's a particular crafting skill that is especially useful for clerics as well as assassins, mages in particular, and that is the alchemy skill. The reason why alchemy is so useful to a cleric is because with alchemy you can use, you can essentially use like restore health, restore magicka, restore stamina. In fact, there's a restore health and restore stamina recipe I can think of particular, but all the skills are hard to power level. like alteration. Unless, of course, you get the water breathing spell or the telekinesis spell. Restoration, a little bit hard to power level unless you've got equilibrium. That's late in the College of Winterhold quest. One-handed, you have to just look at Mother of God's videos. He gives a tutorial, but if you're not happy with that one, there's another one that explains where you can attack Shadowmere. Now, I'm just going through these ruins, talking along, but this build is similar to Paladin's, and it's a crossbreed of Trendkill's Paladin and MisterShizno's Templar. Now, the distinct difference is that unlike MisterShizno's Templar and Trendkill's Paladin, is that first off, we're not going to be using full sets of armor that are going to be enchanted. We're going to use bracers and boots that might be enchanted, but our robes will definitely be enchanted. Second off, there is a
it's like we're the only ones who made it.
There
that thing was
is the
no doubt
Association of Mates with
the legends. The harbingers
of Trendkill. Now you can switch to the blade, but if you're going to choose a blade, definitely pick the Ghost Blade from Antivold, because you will have a really powerful gear. Now, real quick, we're going to look into the perks. Real quick, we have Restoration, Alteration, One-Handed, Alchemy, and Light Armor. I think that's about it. Now, all the skills are going to be covered in depth in another video. I would cover more of it, but I only have a 10-minute video time, and for some reason it won't let me load my videos or let me watch them pass. So, it's going to be discussed in a video, like I said. You can check it out if you like. I'm just going to close out the video, so comment, give me your opinion, tell me what you think about the builds, and I'll see what I can do and fix them. This is Bloodwolf signing out.